Good Monday morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with the daily technical update. It is the 25th of March and let's kick it off with Nvidia this morning. We moved higher 3% Friday. As you can see here, we are very close to its all-time highs, but the top and reversal pattern is still in place. We need a close above 974 to cancel this bearish engulfing top and reversal candle right there. So that is something to keep an eye on. Dow Jones that actually pushed higher last week. It ended Friday with a negative candle, and this could be a top and reversal. It's closing this gap. That is really key the next couple of days. We also have the RSI massive divergence. As you can see, the value there is much lower than this one. So after canceling a top and reversal here, they actually formed a new one, and I think we could drift lower in the coming days. The S&P 500 index, the top and reversal pattern that was cancelled, there's still no new top reversal. So if it can close this gap we saw here, and that means a close below 52.24, well then it could spell a little bit of trouble, but we're still in an uptrend. So there's divergence between the major indices in US, to be honest, and we have Nasdaq 100. Still top reversal pattern in place, didn't close above here Thursday, and a little bit lower Friday. So it's still in place, this top and reversal, and we still have massive divergence on the RSI. So that is something to keep an eye on. If we close above Thursday peak, well then the top and reversal has been cancelled. But for now it's still in place, but it's not confirmed. We need a move lower. We have the DAX index. DAX index is jumped a little bit higher late last week, and it's still an uptrend. We can adjust this rising trend line here a little bit. Keep an eye on that. And the for now, the support at 49.75 is the key on DAX, at least short. And sorry, it was your stocks we were talking about, not DAX. We are moving to DAX right now. If it will update my chart, there we are. But the picture is more or less the same. Actually move higher. Also Friday opening a little bit higher. Today we have this rising trend line there that is should be observed. It is not the strongest one, and if we see DAX moving back below 18,000, well then the 17,600 key support could be tested. The Amsterdam index, the AEX, pushing higher again today, very strong. There is divergence on the RSI, but touched the trend, and the gap here from last week should be observed. But I think it will hold at least for now. Key strong support just around 849, 850, but we are well above it. So still in a strong uptrend. CAC 40. Top and reversal pattern. We have two shooting stars like patterns here. Grace of Doni, shooting star. Actually this one is the shooting star, this is the grace of Doni, and then we have this negative candle here. So it's not cancelled, but we're still moving sideways. So we need a break lower for this really to materialize. If it takes out the peak here at 82.30, well then there is potential much higher, but for now it looks very toppish, but it hasn't really been confirmed just yet to break lower. We have the Swiss markets trading range bound between 11,800 and 11,500 and change, and I think we will be there the next couple of days. But the RSI is telling us we should see a move higher in the coming days and weeks, but it has not just yet been confirmed. Moving on to the FX market, we have euro dollar that tested the 108 key support, the 61.8 retracement here at 108 Friday, closed just a little bit above, bouncing a little bit this morning, and I think the next couple of days we can see a little bit of bounce towards 108, possibly all the way up to 109, but 108, and then we have the 100 moving average, we have the 55 moving average giving some resistance around here. So putting a little bit lid on, we could be stuck range bound in this area here for the on the short term. Excuse me. Euro Swiss, moving on to that one, that hit the key strong resistance at 97.75, and on the weekly chart we can see why. It is actually at the 61.8 retracement of this downtrend right there. On the on cable, we get to dollar Swiss in a minute, but on cable, sterling dollar 126. We dipped below Friday, but we closed bang on the key support and the 786 retracement. Dancing around this morning here, but I think we will see it bouncing a little bit higher. If it takes out Friday's low at 125.75, well then expect a sell-off down to around 125. The yen pairs, not much to report really. We had the dollar yen that got rejected just below the 2022 peak. Expect a little bit of a correction, and if we add a retracement right there, then we have potential down to 149.80, but I'm not quite sure we will get that. We are in a positive sentiment. There's a little bit, there's no divergence, so we should see a push higher on dollar yen, but expect it to try to be threading water here a little bit. We have a euro yen that is currently testing the 38.2 retracement at 163.39. Could dip down to the 61.8, but I'm not quite sure it will do that. But it could do that. There we have some strong support you will see after we took off here at 162.17, around that level. We are still in an uptrend, but there's some divergence on the RSI, so it's a little bit fragile. Aussie yen, top of reversal pattern, nice doji there. We rarely see that in the FX market, just like that one. That's a massive one. We could see a test of the 98.2 key support, which is also the 61.8 retracement of this uptrend here, and then maybe a rebound on the Aussie yen. Sterling yen is a little bit more frustrating, I would say, but we are almost back to that. Let's remove that one and add another Fibonacci retracement, so we are very close to be testing the 61.8 at 190. We could test it, but then I think we will rebound. But again, if it takes out that 190 level, well, then we're looking at 189.15. Aussie dollar just range bound between 65-ish and 63.40 level. Moving on to dollar Swiss, as I promised you, there's still room up to 90.50 level, where we had the 786 retracement and some really strong resistance. It is a little bit stressed, but there's no divergence on the RSI, so we should maybe see a spike up there before we, I think we will be rejected at first take. Dollar index, 104.24 is really key strong resistance, and I think it will hold, especially also if 108 is that key support on euro dollar will hold. Then we will see a setback here in the dollar index to around 103.50 in this area here, where we have all these moving averages conflicting, where we have 100 moving down, the rest are moving up, so there's a little bit of conflict. Moving on to gold, that got rejected at the 161.8 projection, or just a few cents below there. Key support 21.46. That is the key support. You don't want to see it being broken. If it does, well, then there's room further down to 21.14, 14.15, possibly a little bit lower, but I think it will start picking up here in the next couple of days, or at least being range bound. Silver, if it will update, it's a little bit slow this morning, like the rest of us. Silver we have here retraced to 38.2 at 21.40. Still in an uptrend, no divergence. We should see a move up towards 26. It will take some time. It is a little bit struggling, to be honest, so it will take some time before it can actually push higher. Copper, just very quickly, has retraced 50% of this uptrend there, could dip down to 3.95, but the overall trend is up, and I think we will see a move towards the 4.20, 4.30 in coming weeks, but it will not be a slam dunk, but there is room up to around these levels there. On the energy market, fairly muted on crude oil, trading sideways here around $80. support at 79.77, and Brent is 84.75 key support, but we are in an uptrend and there is a potential higher. So my analysis from last week, where we are looking at 5 to 8% higher, is still very much valid. Gas market, we have Dutch gas taking higher after finding support at 26.50, bouncing off, and I think we will see 31 being tested in a few days. Finally, on the US 10-year Treasury yields, we have to end with that one. Well, after being rejected at the 435, I think we could dip down to 415, where we have the 55 moving average coming up, and we have the 61.8 retracement giving some support. But then we have the 100 moving average declining, so also a conflict here. I think we could see a test, and then I think we'll see a bounce. So we will be range bound in this area here for quite some time, I believe. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and happy trading.